Hello and welcome to this reading vlog. Today is the 1st of June and it is the first day of Whateverthon, which is a month-long readathon happening throughout the month of June, hosted by Maddie at Book Browsing Blog. I took part in this readathon last year as well and really enjoyed it. I like these longer type of readathons where you've got a variety of different prompts to fulfill and lots of time to balance different types of reading. So the main premise of Whateverthon is, as the title would suggest, to enable people to read whatever they want. So there are 4 teams for this readathon, hosted by lots of other lovely booktubers. So I've personally gone for the TBR Travellers team, which is hosted by Gavin, Pris and Sandra. And the aim basically of the readathon is to accrue points based on what books you read and what prompts they fulfill, so that hopefully your team has the most points at the end of the month. So to get points, you complete prompts on a bingo board, so you can score up to 3, I think, prompts per book. And there's lots of different ins and outs of the specific scoring system, which really appeals to me. I like these very detailed, kind of nerdy, statistical readathons. It appeals to me. So I'm planning to read a variety of different books across the month to hopefully tick off as many of the prompts as I can. And that's something else I like about this kind of readathon, because it encourages me to read different sorts of books, different formats and things that I wouldn't necessarily normally pick up. And with that in mind, the first book I will be picking up today, and probably will read the entirety of today because it is very short, is actually a graphic novel, and that's again something I don't read very much of. So I'm going to pick up The Tea Dragon Festival by Katie O'Neill. I read The Tea Dragon Society, the first one in the series, for Colorfilm a couple of weeks ago, and really enjoyed it. It was very cute. I don't know much about graphic novels in terms of rating them and things. I hardly ever read them, but I loved the story. I thought it was just really heartwarming and beautiful. Lots of really good representation in there as far as I can tell, and I thought the art style was absolutely beautiful. So I'm looking forward to jumping back into that world and seeing more adorable little tea dragons. I wish they were real, they're so cute. So that will be my first read of the day. I will try and let you know throughout the month as best as I can how I'm getting on with scoring, like ticking off prompts and scoring bingos and things like this, but I'm not going to religiously update you for every single book I read, because that's a lot of information that you probably aren't interested in. So without further ado, let's get started with June's reading. I am reading The Tea Dragon Festival via an e-copy on my computer, so I will be reading in my room and I will let you know a little bit later, once I finish this one, what my thoughts are. Hello again. So it's now a little bit later and I've just finished reading The Tea Dragon Festival by Katie O'Neill. Oh my gosh, this was such a cute story. I loved the first one for exactly the same reasons. It's just so heartwarming, so beautiful. The story is just so inclusive and every character is made to feel special and important, but not in a kind of pretentious cliche way. It's just that every being in these stories is valued and is treated to be equal and to be somebody special, and they just have the most wonderful community feel, and I just really like it. It's such a cozy, like, positive atmosphere, and just definitely something I would like to read again. I thought this was absolutely wonderful. The artwork also, as I've said before, is just tremendous. I particularly liked this one because of the mountain scenery. I thought that was beautiful. It reminded me of Switzerland. And also some of the forest scenes and the bits around the ruins. It reminds me of some of those scenes in the film Avatar where everything kind of glows in the dark and it's just beautiful. It reminded me of that a lot, and I love this art style. I need to look up who the illustrator is and see if they've done anything else, because I just think it's the most beautiful, colourful, whimsical art, and I really enjoy it. So I don't know if there are any other Tea Dragon Tea Dragon graphic novels, but if there are, I most definitely will be reading them again. And I think I would like to actually get my hands on some physical copies of these, because I've read both this one and Tea Dragon Society via e-copies, but because the artwork is just so beautiful, I definitely want to own my own copies of these now. So maybe this is the entrance to a new world of reading for me. As I say, I've never been a graphic novel reader, but perhaps I've opened some new doors into something I'm going to love. I don't know. But anyway, first day of the month, first book completed. Yes, it was short. Yes, it was basically a picture book with captions, but still, it counts as a book on Goodreads. It counts as my first read, and I'm very happy about it. I have no idea what I'll be picking up next. The rest of the day, I don't think I shall get any more reading done, and in fact, the next couple of days, I'm very busy with work, so I will probably try and pick something up on Saturday, and obviously keep you in touch with what I'm doing, and we will see what happens. I don't know with this vlog, I said earlier, I'm not sure what format I'm going to have, in that, am I going to do a weekly vlog? Will I do a fortnightly vlog? Will I just dip in and out whenever I have something to talk about? I'm really not sure. But this one, at least, I think, depending how much I film at the weekend, will probably be a 2-week vlog. But we will see. So day one is a positive one so far. Let's do some more reading later on. So it is Saturday morning, and I was just about to go and sit in the garden. However, as you may or may not be able to tell and hear, it is currently raining. So my plans have been thwarted. I will not be sitting outside just yet. So instead, I think I'm going to make a coffee and have a cozy reading morning in the house instead. I have lots and lots of things to read because we are at the very, very beginning of June of Whateverthon. So I've got at least 11 more reads to read this month, which is quite a lot. It's quite an undertaking, but I'm looking forward to it. I have a great range of books lined up, a couple that I'm not sure yet what they're going to be as well, but some good continuations of series, and a couple of books I've been kind of procrastinating for quite some time, some different books for me. So all very exciting. So I'm going to head upstairs and choose one of those and let you know what I pick. Okay, so we've come upstairs and I've picked out this one as what I think will be my next physical read. This is The Broken World by J.D. Oswald, which is the 4th book in the Ballad of Sir Benfro series. I've been working my way through these over the past couple of years. I recently read the 3rd book, The Golden Cage, while I was on holiday sometime in April, so a couple of months ago. And yep, I'm on to the 4th book out of 5. I really want to get this series finished this year. It's one of my priority fantasy series to get through. It's a fairly chunky book. I think we're over 500 pages long, so it certainly won't be a quick one to get through, but I feel like starting the month off with a good chunky read will give me some sense of achievement once I actually manage to get through this one. If this doesn't turn out to be what I feel like, or if I want a break and try something a little bit different to balance out my week, I also am going to start, which I don't have physically, Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, which is a middle grade book which I'm going to be listening to as an audiobook on Audible. This is mainly something I'm picking up because it fits one of the host fave prompts, so this is one of Gavin's favourite stories. And I've heard lots of people on BookTube rave about the story, even if they're not traditionally into middle grades. I do like some middle grades. This one is a bit more contemporary than I would normally go. From what I understand, it follows a girl called Amari whose brother has gone missing, and it's her search basically to find out what's happened to her brother. So I think it has kind of espionage feel to it as well, and a bit thrillerish. I really don't know, but I'm willing to give it a try. It's something very different. So I have 2 very different options there. Hopefully one of these will end up being exactly what I'm in the mood for at the moment. Hello. So slightly strange angle, but welcome to my kitchen. I feel like I'm doing a cooking show. I had a sudden urge to do some baking this morning, which I have not yet done for maybe at all this... No, I have. I made an Easter cake, but apart from that, I don't think I've actually baked at all this year, which is catastrophically awful considering it used to be one of my favourite hobbies. So the time has come. I've decided to do something. I'm doing nothing exciting. I don't have that many ingredients. So we are just going to make some chocolate chip raspberry muffins this morning because I have chocolate and I have raspberries and all of the other kind of basic ingredients. So without further ado, let's get baking, and more importantly, in about an hour or so, let's get eating because I am starving and I'm really looking forward to having one of these. It's currently 12:30 and I haven't eaten yet today. So this will be a very unhealthy but very weekend breakfast, and I am all about that. So I will see you later when we have some results to show. Hello, so update time. This readathon is not going very well. So after a brilliant first day when I ticked off my first book in a matter of an hour, I have then been feeling, sadly, very, very slumpy. I have dipped into a couple of books that were on my proposed TBR for Whateverthon, those being The Broken World by J.D. Oswald and also Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, and neither of them have just been gelling with me at the moment. I think they're both really good books and they are reads that I want to get through at some point, maybe later on in the readathon, maybe another month, but neither of them are right at the moment for me, and I'm just finding that, especially while I'm so busy with work, I'm not wanting to concentrate on a news story and I'm just not really feeling the atmosphere of either of those books. So after reading very, very little for the last few days, I'm actually on a day off work today. Is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday. And it's a beautiful day. I want to head out into nature and do some reading while I'm out there. And I just wanted to pick up something familiar, something that I know I can get through very quickly, and something that always makes me feel good when I read it. So I have decided to return to an old favourite guilty pleasure series, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Now, please don't judge me. I love these books. I think they're really, really good fun. They are just one of those series that I know I can always turn to and I can always race through and get a lot out of, even though they might not be the best books in the world. So today we will be starting A Court of Thorns and Roses and reading as much as we can of this. I might even get to the whole thing today. It's not massively long. It's just over 400 pages, so I definitely think I can get to that one today. We will see. So I've read this book about 4 times before, so nothing new. It will definitely be a quick one, but I just love the atmosphere in this book, and especially during springtime, it's just a lovely, lovely world to be in. So this is the plan for now. Hopefully this will knock me out of my slump, and then I can move on to the rest of the series a little bit later in the week. So let's go out for a walk now, and I will check in with you a little bit later. Rereading this book. It's been a couple of years, but it is one of my guilty pleasure reads. I've read it so many times. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th time that I've actually read this one, and the second one I've read equal number of times. I think the third one I've only read twice, but I just love this series. It's fantasy romance. It's one of the most famous fantasy romances out there. I'm sure everybody knows this series already, but I love it, especially at this time of year. This first book is just beautiful to read about, all the descriptions of the spring court and the sights that Fjodor is seeing, especially in this early part of the book, are just wonderful, and I'm thoroughly enjoying experiencing this while out in the beautiful spring nature as well myself. I know they are a little controversial, these books, and as I say, it's very much a guilty pleasure read for me. It's not groundbreaking in terms of its plot or its writing style. It's obviously very cringy in parts, but I really, really think they're fun. And I have to say, whatever anyone might say about Sarah J. Maas, she does write very, very captivating character relationships, which I always really, really enjoy. So I'm loving being back with this, and it's been exactly the thing I needed to get me out of my slump and to try and rejuvenate my love for reading again. So I'm already about a third of the way through, and I only started this just over an hour ago. So I fully intend to read the entire book today, and I am not mad about it. So let's get back to reading, and I'll catch up with you a bit later. Hello! I forgive this slightly odd angle. I am trying to lean out of the sun because it's very, very bright and I don't want to be bleached, but I've just got out of work and just thought I would update you because it's been a little while since I actually spoke to this vlog properly. But I just wanted to say that fortunately my imposing slump from the start of the month seems to have gone, because I have thrown myself completely back into the ACOTAR series and I'm just having the best time. I'm now onto the third book. I started it this morning listening to the audiobook on my way into work, so I'm now about, I think, nearly 50 pages, not very far, into A Court of Wings and Ruin. I love this series so much. As I said about both of the previous books, they're very much guilty pleasure reads. They're not the most amazingly written things in the world, but I really enjoy them. I find them very, very heartwarming, very easy to slip back into the world of, and I think that Sarah J. Maas does a really good job of getting you to really invest in these characters and to really want to be a part of their story and to see them as friends almost. I mean, the Inner Circle, I just want them all as my best friends. I think it's just wonderful, and I really like her descriptions of the world as well, and the different settings that our characters are involved with, so the seasonal courts and the other beautiful descriptions of like the type of architecture that they have and all that kind of thing. I just think it's just such a lovely world to dream about. It's just very storybook, even though obviously it's a story, it's a book, you know what I mean, but it's all kind of ideals and everything is more than it would be in the human world or in the parallels to whatever we have, and I just love that. I don't know, that I'm probably rambling, that probably makes no sense, but I just really find it an enveloping experience reading these books, and it's exactly what I needed. It's very comforting but also has enough pull in the plot, even though I know what's happening, to make me want to keep reading and to just eat up all of the adventures and the angst and everything else in these books. So I love them, and I fully anticipate that I will probably finish A Court of Wings and Ruin either, I'm going to say tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I will finish it tomorrow, the rate I've been reading them. So I will have read the entire trilogy in 5 days, and I think that's pretty good going, to be perfectly honest. So I will endeavour to find as much reading time as I can this evening. I've been very stressed with work recently. I mean, what's new? But I have. So finding escapism in one of my favourite series is just exactly what I needed. So as I said, it's very sunny. I'm going to head home and go and sit in the garden and hopefully carry on with this book. So I will update you probably tomorrow once I have finished reading this one, if all goes on schedule, and then let you know what I will be picking up for the next few days. perfect summer evening to be out listening to an audiobook. It's absolutely lovely out here. You can probably hear the birdsong behind me. I'm on a gorgeous little woodland path. I've been picking all the flowers. I mean, only a couple of them, but I'm trying to press more flowers this year just to keep a memento of all the seasons, and it's just so beautiful. I'm absolutely having a lovely evening. I was so tired after work today, but coming out into the fresh air and nature and seeing all of the beautiful things around me has really brightened up my day, so I'm feeling much better. I am heading home though now. It's getting a little bit late, the sun's going down, so I need to go home. I need to eat something, but I've been very productive with audiobook listening today, and I hope to be a little bit more productive again when I get back home and switch back to my physical read. So fingers crossed for more productivity, but let's enjoy the last of the evening together outside in the beautiful sunshine, and here's to a wonderful rest of the evening. Hello again. So it's a bit later. I am now back from my walk. It's definitely evening now, but I just wanted to check in to actually wrap up this vlog, because I think, having done it over 2 weeks, I'm not quite sure what footage I've got, but I think this is as good a place as any to finish. It's the end of a week. I've finished a series. Yes, I did manage to complete the entire ACOTAR trilogy over this last few days. We'll get to that in a moment. But I think this is a good place as any to finish. I will be starting fresh tomorrow with a new read. I don't know what I'm going to pick up just yet, but considering that a couple of days ago I'd only read 1 graphic novel this month, having now read another 3 books on top of that, I'm feeling a lot more back on track. I have also ticked off a couple of the other Whateverthon prompts. I have completed the non-reading prompts of watching sprints and also the 48-hour readathon, which was this weekend. So I have participated in that. I have read a fair amount despite being at work throughout that 48 hours. So I'm feeling better. We're feeling more accomplished, and the slump seems to have gone. Let's hope that continues for the rest of the month. So as I said, I did manage to finish A Court of Wings and Ruin this evening. As with the other 2, I love this book. I'm not going to get too much into synopses and spoilers and everything else, because I feel like everybody in the booktube community knows this series really well. It's not a new series, and it's very widely talked about. But as I've said before, really one that I do enjoy. It's something I will always turn to dip into, to make me feel better, to just be really light, easy reading that I know I can almost dip in and out of the books and not have to read them religiously cover to cover to know what's going on. They're just very comfortable and familiar, and there's a lot of drama and action going on without it being anything too intense. So it was exactly what I wanted at the moment while I was in my potential slumpy phase. I love the characters as always, and they just feel so comfortable to me. They feel really nostalgic, even though it hasn't been that many years since I did read them, but I've reread them a number of times, and yeah, just a fun favourite series for me. So I'm very glad I picked them up again, and that it has allowed me to have a more productive month so far. So without further ado, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you very much for watching as always. Leave me a like down below if you enjoyed it. Chat to me in the comments about any of the few books I read so far this month. Anything else you'd like to discuss with me? What are your plans for the rest of the month? Are you taking part in Whateverthon? I would love to know. And please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content from me. It really means a lot, and it helps a lot for my channel too. Thank you for watching. I will see you very soon in next week's video. So goodbye for now.